Now here we have an issue with our underground locomotive where it's stopping on the point. So we turn the power off, all the power off, and we look at what's going on. Now you may just be able to see that the rear car is losing, as in the forward direction towards the other carriage, it's bogey. Back to backs are fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the point to see if it's level. Now with this 38 tube train, it has got very, very small wheels. So if your track's not level, you're going to have a problem. And there you can see it's about 2 mil out. That's why it's coming off. It's twisting. It's twisting. I mean, it's all right there, but I move it further on, and that's quite simply why it's coming off the track, because it's twisting it. And remember that 1 mil is 3 inches scale wise, and that's about 2 mil, that's 6 inches out, and any tube train's going to come off the track if that's the case. It's miles out. And that's why it's, and now you might say, well, why don't other locomotives lose their wheels? Well, it's simple, because with this it's got really, really small wheels, and the smaller the wheels, and they're small little chassis, so each wheel is like, each chassis, wheel chassis, is like a small 040 locomotive with tiny wheels, and that's why it's coming off. And I'll show you how to fix it in real time. It's simple stuff. First thing you do is you need a screwdriver to undo the screws on the track. I'll try and do this so you can see what I'm doing. And this is why you use screws and you don't use tacks, because everybody at some stage is going to have to adjust their track, especially if their railway's in a garage or a loft. Quite simply because the changes in temperature affect metal, they affect wood, and they affect plastic. So no matter how fastidious you are at laying your track, you are going to get movement. You can't help it. It is what it is. You can't change it. Same as in the real world. Now, what you do is you undo all the screws. I'm sorry, you're not going to see it all because I've got the camera quite close so you can see everything that's going on. But you figured out what a screw being undone looks like. And you undo all your screws, have them all undone. The next thing you do is you put piping hot water out of the kettle on your track. And you're doing that to soften the ballast. Now this is why you use your PVA glue, quite simply, because once this is done and it re-dries, it maintains its adhesive qualities. You don't have to add more glue to the ballast, it's all there already. All you're doing is softening the glue so you can move the track. So all I do now is I just wait for the glue to soften the PVA. Now we've got some 1 mil washers that we're going to use to level this track. God, it's miles out. It's funny, it's in one place and not another. And what you do is you move the spirit level so you can see which way it's got to go. So I've got to put a washer in here. I'm going to try one just there and we'll see what happens. Now what you do is, where you've wet all this track, what this will do is it will stop you buckling it when you move anything. Now I'm going to make a guess, so I need to put something in there. And can you boil the kettle again, please? It's not going in. Now what you don't do is you don't force. It is loose. You don't go you do not want to buckle a point. It's an expensive hobby, buckling a track point. So anything you do, you take your time. There you go, that's up. What I'll do is I'll put a washer in there and we'll see if it gives us level track. It's not the easiest position to work in, I must admit. I'm going to fire it in here. There we go. Let's see what happens. Now what we do now is we get the spirit level again and we check our track, and you can see that is dead level. That is perfect, absolutely perfect. So we've straightened our track, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to raise this out a little bit. Screw these screws down and we'll show our locomotive running off this track and not coming off. Now as I said, the PVA glue will dry to how it was before. You haven't got to add any more glue, and that's done. What we're going to do now is show you the locomotive going along the track. Thank you. Obviously from a different angle. Now you're going to see this train go through the piece of track. We've fixed it. You saw us fix it in real time, and it's no problem. And it's all because all the bogies on it are like little 040 locos. Thank you.